Hi everyone, in this episode, I'm going to be demonstrating the power of compound interest. So you may have heard in the past, either through friends or family, a banker, or possibly even in the media, that putting away as little as $300 a month when you first start working, by the time you hit the age of retirement, let's say 60 years old, you'll have about $1 million. Now, maybe when you first initially heard that statement, you didn't question it and you just accepted it for what it is. Maybe you didn't quite understand the math behind that. Maybe you attributed that to good investment performance, maybe unrealistic investment performance, which certainly could be a factor. But I'm here to tell you that the biggest factor really is the power of compound interest. So I'm going to explain this concept with a simple example. Let's say you had $1,000 to invest, the interest rate was 5% return on your investment, and you had to lock in your investment for 5 years. And now you had two options. Option one is taking an investment with simple interest. Option two is taking an investment that had compound interest. So under option one, with the simple interest method, we would be generating $50 of interest income in year one. And similarly, in years 2 to 5, we would also generate $50 in interest income each year. So over the 5 years, our total interest income would be $250. Plus our initial principal, we would have $1,250 at the end of year 5. Now let's look at option 2. Option 2 is the compound interest example. So under option 2, in year 1, it's the same as the simple interest, which means we would generate $50 of interest income on our initial principal of $1,000. However, from years 2 to 5, we see a very different story. For year 2, our interest is not calculated on the $1,000 initial principal, but rather it's calculated on $1,000 plus the $50 of interest. So our interest for year 2 is 5% of $1,050, which comes out to $52.50. So under the compound interest option, by the end of year 5, we would end up with $1,276.28. That's $26.28 more than the simple interest option. Now I know that may not seem like a lot, and it's certainly nothing to lose sleep over. But imagine you were making these regular $500, $1,000 contributions on a month-to-month basis, and imagine the time is stretched out over 30 years till retirement. This could amount to a significant amount of money. Now that we've looked at the benefit of compound interest, it's time to discuss the drawbacks. Hold up, Steven. Why would there be drawbacks? Good question. So let me explain. So far, we've only looked at compound interest from the perspective of the investor. And that's what you normally hear from the media and from the banks, is that the power of compound interest can really help your investments grow. They can help them grow quickly, and they can help you achieve your financial goals and success by the time you retire. However, we haven't looked at the power of compound interest from the consumer debt side. And it can quickly snowball your debt to an amount that can seem insurmountable. So to demonstrate with a conceptual example, let's say you had a credit card balance that was outstanding, and the balance was $1,000. Your interest rate is 20%, and let's say for some reason you didn't want to pay off the balance until 5 years down the road. So in year 1, that credit card interest is going to cost you $200. That's 20% of $1,000. However, in year 2, it's going to be 20% of $1,200, because now the year 1 interest of $200 is added on to the original balance of $1,000. And if you go on for 5 years and you don't pay it off, by year 5, your balance is going to be $2,500. That's 2.5 times the amount of what your original balance is. So to wrap up, compound interest can be your best friend if you're investing, but it can also be your worst enemy if you're on the wrong side of it and you're in debt. Alright, so that's it. I hope you guys liked my video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you'd like to learn more about personal finances, please consider subscribing to my channel. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.